A Hero, out in theaters, new film from Iranian director Asghar Farhadi, who previously made movies such as A Separation and Everybody Knows. This film has been a bit controversial in Iran, as Farhadi has been accused of plagiarism, copying the premise of the film from a documentary made by no one else but his former students. The case is as yet unresolved, so I'm gonna reserve judgment on that and just talk about the film as it is. And what it is typical Farhadi, which means sort of somber, character-driven social commentary. The story starts with a man named Rahim going out on a temporary release from prison where he is doing a sentence for unpaid debts. When out for just 2 days, he meets with his sort of secret girlfriend, because of course the Iranian society forbids relationships out of wedlock, who has with her a bag filled with golden coins. We don't initially know where it came from, but quickly learn that she randomly found it on the street, and now they intend to sell the coins, use the money to repay part of the debt, allowing Rahim to maybe go free. However, his lender is just not very warm to the idea of partial payments. He wants the money back in full, doesn't want to hear any of this jazz, and then Rahim himself doesn't feel too good about using these coins this way, so he instead decides to be honest about it, and he posts adverts about the fact that he found the money, looking for the rightful owner. A woman comes out to collect, but in the process, everyone around him in prison learns about these events, and they begin praising him for what an honorable man he is, for doing the right thing. And from there things begin to sort of spiral out of control, because on the one hand there's a lot of media attention and sudden interest, people making interviews with him and gathering donations to make him a free man again, and essentially create a hero out of him in the public eye. But on the other hand, a lot of people are also strangely suspicious. Did he return the money for cynical reasons, knowing he would be praised for that, or perhaps there wasn't any money at all in the first place and he just made up a story? So it's the kind of story where a person gets caught up in events beyond their control and has to face the fact that others have various ideas about them, some good, some awful. And it's about this fight against the public perception, about trying to make others understand the truth about you. In some ways, it reminded me of The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen, a movie where his character is sort of unjustly accused of inappropriate behavior towards children, and his entire life as a teacher ends up in ruins. There are similarities here, but a same kind of futility and hopelessness in dealing with this fickle public opinion. But what makes A Hero different is that the protagonist is not entirely different is not entirely innocent in the situation. Yes, as far as we know, his motivations are exactly as he claims to be within that microcosm of finding and returning the money. But then in the process of spinning the story, he does end up lying and hiding facts and sort of setting up his own downfall in a way. He's someone who clearly makes mistakes and fucks up, and so the circumstances he finds himself in are only partially a result of the larger situation around him, and partially just consequences of his own behavior, which I think makes the story quite interesting to follow, even if it is pretty depressing as a result, because really there are no heroes in the film. Nobody is flawless, nobody is easy to straight up just root for. On the other hand, the lender, who initially seems like just an asshole for the sake of being an asshole, turns out to have some pretty solid reasons for his views and behavior. So it's all kind of layered, and we also never really learn the full context of Rahim's past, of his original imprisonment, or reasons why his marriage collapsed. Like, he claims to be an innocent victim in all of this, but seeing his shaky behavior in the money situation, can we really believe every word he says? So yeah, it's interesting. It is also a bit depressing. It's miserable, I would even say, perhaps even a little hopeless, which is perfectly encapsulated even in the final shot of the film, showing this sort of contrast between the cold, dark prison reality and the sunny and warm outside world. I thought it's a really good drama, I think.